And good morning and or good evening if you're watching this as a video, and welcome to Tarot Time and welcome to the Medium channel, where we bring you the spirituality behind the message to assist you in the awakening process. And it's a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun's out, it's hot and it's humid, and I choose joy. And we have to understand that we have a choice, and I'm choosing joy as my base emotion. And I haven't even had my breakfast yet, and I'm choosing joy. So, yeah, the idea is, are we going to be the influencers of collective consciousness, or are we going to remain in the matrix, remain in our programming, allow the collective to control us? So we have a choice. And I just wanted to start out today. So what we do, we're going to go right into the tarot stuff in just a minute. But what we do is we utilize tarot and divination to help us navigate the world and to give us some insight into what's going on in the world. And this will be for the coming week. We have a new moon coming up. That's Tuesday, and uh, I think Tuesday is the new moon. All right, it's a Sunday morning, so yes, the important question of the day is: will you step out of the matrix and become an influencer of the collective consciousness, or will you allow the collective program? Well, that's collective programming to influence you. Well, that's the second most important question of the day. The first most important question on a Sunday morning is: are you coffee, tea, or caffeine free this morning? And I'm drinking my peppermint tea right now, and I could probably use a little bit of caffeine, but in any event, such as it is. So crazy times as always, but we're safe, we're happy, we're whole, we're here together. We're a community, we're a family, we're here to help raise each other's vibrations, to help make a difference in the world around us. And of course, a lot of people are looking at the abortion ruling that they came out. That was predicted. There's an earthquake in Afghanistan that was quite significant. We talked about that zone being prone to earthquakes after the eclipse that happened. The other prone zone that I was picking up on was off of our west coast down to South America. Fortunately, that has not happened yet, and hopefully it won't. But in any event, there's other things going on in the world. We have the struggles in Ukraine, and the pleads to bring more arms over to Ukraine. And of course, when we talk about any war, whether it's Ukraine or the many other wars that are going on, I think there's one in Lebanon or Saudi Arabia. It's going on all over the world. It's not just here. We always send our heartfelt sympathies for the millions of people that are so adversely affected by this conflict. But we have to also understand, where's the let's say, where's the end game to all of this? Like what's going on? And we've had these pleas to send more arms to the US, to the Western world, and it kind of becomes almost like West versus Russia. And of course, Ray, what's that company name? Ray, I can't even. Well, Lockheed Martin and the other defense company, Raytheon. They're certainly benefiting with that. And we always have to, with a compassionate heart and all, have to be mindful of like what's going on, like why is everything that's going on, dividing people and getting people against each other and upsetting people and getting people angry and getting people scared. And then why is it that somebody always profits? And again, going back to the virus issue or whatever, a lot of people died, a lot of people suffered, but the pharmaceutical companies made out very, very well in this whole thing. And if you speak up about what's going on and other possibilities, chances are you get censored for it also. So, that's just what's going on. That's the ways of the world. It's good to be aware, but not to feed into that. And we have to be in our power. We have to be in our Strength. Is that another word for power? It's a Sunday morning. Cut me some slack. I'm having more tea. But we definitely have to be in our power, and we talk a lot about presence. That is the key, to be present in the moment. For when we're present, then we're not in the programming anymore. We separate ourselves from the programming. We separate ourselves from the matrix, and we join with the divine. We create union with the divine. So there is a reason that every spiritual practice under the sun works if you practice present, will not work if you don't practice present or if you're not present. So be present in the moment, and in that present moment, choose joy. And when you do that, you connect with the divine. You're not part of all this negative programming, all this manipulation that's going on in order to create results that are going to benefit less than 1/10 of 1% of the population, while negatively impacting over 99% of the world. So you can step out of that just by being present in the moment. Start with your breathing, feel your body, feel the space around your body, open your heart, and just be in the moment. Whatever you're doing, just be in the moment until something takes you out of that. Then the next time you think about it, do the same thing. And then do your daily meditations also. All right, I'll get off the soapbox now and get into some tarot stuff. Let me just say a quick few hellos. So hi everybody. Good morning, Colleen and Pauline. Stay neutral. Yes, I like that. Queen of Wands is in, good, and Susan's in, of course. And all right, so yeah, we have the usual castaways on this beautiful little desert island of love that we're creating here on the vast wasteland of social media and YouTube and everything. So let's start out. What I like to do is do a meditation card for the week, and they're saying just to maybe let you guys know a couple things before that. One, tomorrow I'm gonna do probably at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna do an update for the new moon. We have a powerful Cancerian new moon coming up. There's a few things that we need to be aware of in this next cycle that's beginning on Tuesday. So we're finishing up the Gemini new moon, the Gemini lunar cycle now, and going into the next one. So that's going to be that. Then at 7, although this is on Spirit Mind Family, this is my Patreon group, but we're going to do a live video and talk about some of the current events. I can't do that here. I can't really express my own opinions and views here because censorship is alive and well, and if anything, it's getting firmer. Like I was saying before, you say something that doesn't agree with what they want, and they find an excuse to censor you. It's happened before, it'll happen again, as the song goes. So that's on Patreon. Let me did I show this? No, I was about to flash something completely different. Here we go. So if anybody wants to join the group, I wanted to flash that. So we also do the deeper work with the master teachers there, also starting in July with the channeling, but we'll still do the full moons here, and we have videos and exclusive content. It's just $5 a month. It's crowdfunding. Sorry about the small fee, but you're supporting this work if you join. Plus, you get to partake in these live videos that we do where we talk about what's going on in the world as a community and work together to find solutions, basically. So anyway, I'm going to take this off hiding and now I'll pull the meditation card for the week. So let's see, anything else going on? Yes, I don't think Sharita Star is in yet or is coming in today, but she's going to be doing our summer outlook with astrology and numerology Wednesday. It's going to be a busy week here. Wednesday at 7, and then at some point I need to squeeze in the July psychic outlook. So that's probably going to happen Thursday night around 8. But so it's going to be a busy week here, and so Sharita's I'd love to talk more about the astrology and numerology, but I need somebody smart to do that. So that's why we have Sharita. She's an expert in Chaldean numerology, in Western numerology, and astrology, and lexicograms, and she's definitely got her finger on the pulse on what's going on in the world. So that's something you won't want to miss. That's coming up Wednesday. It'll be live Wednesday, and then it'll be up as a video forever. So back to meditation cards. Let's see what Spirit chooses for us for this week. And meditating with tarot can be a very powerful way of connecting to Spirit and connecting to your guides and your higher self also. So, tarot cards, like any other divination, runes or pendulum dowsing or even doing channeling and mediumship, it's all the same. It's all comes from source. And tarot is a powerful tool based upon how it's been used for hundreds of years, primarily in meditation, by the way. Using it in divination, it's a more of a recent development, and of course fortune telling too, which we don't do here. We encourage you to create your own fortune rather than trying to tell you, trying to give you a fortune. but what we can do through divination is help you to understand the trends, energetic trends, and the patterns in your life, and create a forecast based on that. But that's not it's a choice center prediction, but it's not fortune telling. It's giving you a forecast based on the energies that are available to us to be shown at this time, and to give you guidance on how to move through that or how to change that if appropriate. So that's really what it's about. To me, it's a tool of guidance. It's a tool of wisdom. It's a tool of knowledge. I'm not a big fan or believer of fortune telling, for the reason I just explained. We create it collectively and individually. So like I said in the very beginning of this, will you choose to become an influencer of the collective consciousness, or will you allow the collective programming to influence you? And honestly, it's going to go both ways. But the thing is, be in your power, stay in your heart, stay in your presence. Then you're out of the program, and then you can influence the collective rather than being a victim of what's going on in the collective. We can't help but to be part of it. It's part of the great web of life. But we can choose, if we're going to allow the negative aspects to control us, or if we're going to add positivity into the collective. All right. And it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Well, it is summer. And more humid and more humid. Okay, so this will be according to Spirit, if I can get my mind out of the way and let them work through me right here. Okay, that was good. Fifth week in a row, we got a core card. I mean, the odds of that happening 4 or 5 times in a row are probably about 20 to 1 or so. Given the fact, do a little bit of statistics. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16 core cards of 78 cards in the tarot. So getting that repeatedly week after week, there are no coincidences. So we've been getting a lot of core cards as our meditation cards. Core cards in meditation, you can look at that as meeting spirit guides or angels or higher intelligences or higher aspects of your own being. So way to do this, like any other meditation, always get present, either visually take a snapshot of the Hanson Roberts version of the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles represents Earth, by the way. Queen is water, so this card embodies the elements of water and earth, just to let you know that also. And she has a rabbit too. Rabbit's abundance, right? And certainly I have an abundance of rabbits outside my house now, big ones too. And I try to telepathically tell the cats down the road on the next house to stay away from my rabbits. But every now and then I see them kind of stalking around, looking around. It's like, is there a rabbit stew tonight? No, get away. There's not. I love you, but get away. But they have certainly multiplied in abundance around here. So anyway, so you step into the card, and then this is like a little doorway, but there's a whole panoramic view of things you can't see in the card, and you can meet this figure, which is again could be part of you, an aspect of yourself or one of your guides. I mean, I think our guides are aspects of ourselves on a higher level of consciousness, anyways, and see what message you get. Ask for messages and always trust. This Thursday, we're going to have a video coming out about how to channel safely. How to channel. We emphasize the word safely with that because anytime you step into the unknown, you want to make sure you're doing it responsibly and safely. But if you learn these tools and techniques, you can access direct communication from God or spirit or the goddess, or whatever word, great spirit I like also, or guides or angels that way. So anyway, so this is the meditation card, and if you want to work with it, so let's go on to a 3-card spread now. So oh, I love that name. I'm looking at some of your comments. I just Cranky Pants McGee got my attention this morning. Yeah, this remind me of a really like pissed off Irish person. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I love the name though. Let me just go back down to see your recent. The Eagles. Oh wow. There's your sign. I'm missing all of these freaking comments. So Lynn's saying 1 in 1,000 getting 4 core cards in a row. All right, thanks for doing the statistics for me. Right now, I have my brain cells are starting to wake up and they're starting to communicate with one another. So that's good because I'll be able to communicate with you now a little easier too. Oh, it's a Sunday morning. It's my Saturday after doing a lot of mediumship and readings during the week. And so anyhow, but again, I might say this a million times a day. Be in joy, be in love, be the influencer. When we go out, we can either be triggered by some cashier or a bad driver in a bad mood and feed into that, or we can do this. Let me see if I can do. We can give them this good energy. Okay, I had to wear this shirt today. All right, so. Always have fun. Always have a sense of humor. That brings us closer to spirit, and helps us get through the challenging times. So be in your power. Be in your center. It's the greatest time to be alive, but it's a very challenging time also, and a lot more to come. A lot more to happen. At the end of the day, though freedom is, freedom and sovereignty and spirituality are waiting at the end of this whole process. It's an awakening. Awakenings is scary. It's a scary thing with the collective consciousness, especially when there's forces that benefit greatly from people staying asleep. So they don't want us to awaken. There's a lot of pressure to keep society asleep, basically. But we have the choice to awaken. Start with presence. Didn't I say I was going to get off my soapbox? I don't know what's wrong with me today. All right. Anyhow, let me just clear my mind and get present myself. All right. Asking Spirit to give me whoever birthday it is, happy birthday. Spirit just show me birthday candles. Whose birthday is it? Let everybody know whose birthday it is here. This card, okay. This one, I think we're doing 4 cards today because 4 popped out. All right, we usually do a 3-card spread. Today we're doing a 4-card spread. Hey, who am I to argue with Spirit, right? The only problem is in this clipboard, it doesn't really handle 4 cards so well. So we've got this Hangman coming up like every other week or every third week. We've had the Tower card coming up a lot also. Eight of Swords, this is, you I'll put it this way. This is accurate for what's going on. I feel like, be aware of, I call it tricknology, but be aware of the attempts to confuse you with the media. It's almost like I think that they're gonna just try to like up the game and just try to bombard us with a lot of conflicting information and trying to just kind of keep us in that kind of unsure fear, you know related stuff. Gosh, there could be something of like an attack somewhere, like an explosion or something like that. People in the bigger cities, coastal cities, New York, Boston, or whatever. I'm not predicting anything, just to put that out there. Just be aware, if there's any warning signs that there may be some trouble, or maybe more violence or stuff like that. Be aware. Going back to the ruling by the Supreme Court and everything. Sometimes I look at that and I'm like, why? It's like, why does this not make any sense to me at this time that this is happening? And and everything, and it really, what it does, it creates more duality, more division, it creates more anger, it creates more fear. And you know why didn't this happen in 2012? Why now, when all this is going on? I don't necessarily have all these answers, but we should be asking these questions. We really, really should. And the thing is, question everything. But in balance, like, don't flip that and being jaded and assuming that everything is out to get you, but question everything. So expect some fireworks, not just for the 4th of July, mind you, but expect some fireworks to come up this week. Sharita's going to talk a lot about what's going on. That there's some really, really heavy duty astrological and numerological stuff happening in the USA specifically, but like any other world leader, world power, what happens in this country has a ripple effect around the world also. So things like that. Now, it feels to me like with the thermometer, people's tempers are going to be rising, I want to say, as we get into midsummer, or approach that. Be kind to one another. Again, I even wrote it down because I didn't want to miss saying what I said in the beginning of this video, because when I was meditating this morning, I was just saying, this is what we've got to know. Basically, we are here to be influencers, not to be controlled by the outside world. You wouldn't be at all the least bit interested in my channel if you did not share, at least to some degree, those views. That's just a fact. We're all here. We're all spiritual. We're all evolving. I facilitate, but I'm not better or more spiritual than anybody. I'm just facilitating at this time and space, this group, this meeting now, the channeling sessions and all that stuff. And I like the Hangman. Sometimes that's about just having to step back and make some sacrifices in life. In general, it's not, sacrifice isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think, again, it's choosing your battles wisely. But when you step back, you can reconnect to spirit also. The fact that let me go one at a time. So the Hermit card, 3 out of 4 of these are major arcana. To me, the major arcana really speaks of consciousness, where the minor arcana speaks more of the day-to-day life, like what's going on in the world. Of course, it's not black and white, but that's just the general trend of that. And we have these 2 reverse. The Hermit card's about wisdom. It's about listening to our higher wisdom. um and also, it's a reminder for us to have some solitude. I was talking to my friend Adam Z. But by the way, check out Manifest Yourself. That's an amazing channel on law of attraction, and and I was like texting him or whatever, and God, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Maybe my brain cells aren't communicating. Oh well. Anyway, check out his channel. Anyways, maybe I was just supposed to give him a shout out. Um, because I just lost my train of thought. But in any regard, the Hermit is about wisdom and trusting in your own wisdom and your own higher self, and things like that. And the Tower card, again, the Tower levels things and then rebuilds. Being reversed sometimes it represents the restrictiveness. So you know key nine, nine is, it's Mars ruled. The card itself is Virgo ruled or influenced also, so use your heads, and the tower is it's Mars energy. It's key 16, which is 7, 16. That's in Chaldean numerology. That's the lightning struck citadel. So it's the same meaning in ancient numerology as in the tarot. When the tower comes up, it's time to level things. Things that were built on unsustainable foundations need to come down. We talked a lot about the financial systems. It's a reality now. We talked a lot about food and supply shortages. It's a reality now. We've been here, giving you the heads up, and not just me, a lot of people as well, and it's our reality. I hope we're all prepared. It's going to be probably a lean summer. Now, as I point out a lot, I'm in the relatively affluent Hudson Valley area of New York. I mean, technically, I live in the Catskills. Um, I'm still seeing empty shelves, but not like some places. Um, Sharita was expressing concerns about diesel fuel running out. 3/4 of our trucks are powered by diesel, so that's certainly something to keep an eye on. Also, been talking about wheat shortages or maybe corn shortages, so they just flash the image of corn in my mind. A lot of fields that grow food have been burned down. This has gone on. Why? If you push the buttons, they'll probably say control burn or whatever. But the land that could be growing food is burned down. Now, I'm not saying that there's any relationship, or one has anything to do with the other. But Bill Gates does own much of the land in the U.S. that's available for farming and food. Just to, I think you guys know that, but just in case you don't, it's worth, kind of saying, oh, that's interesting. Bill Gates owns this, and maybe it's a coincidence. And it's also, top shareholder of the WHO, and there's this pandemic thing, and mandates and vaccine passports, which the tech companies roll out and get paid for that. But I don't know if there's any connection there or not. I'm just putting it out there, like what I'm seeing. So anyhow, yeah. So key 9, key 16. This is a lot of change. A lot of things that may be falling away or ending. In our personal lives, be patient with your family. Be patient with your partners or your loved ones. The thing is, if somebody holds a view different than yours, you just gotta just send them love. Especially if you're, shall we say, more awakened than other members of your family, and they just don't get it. Just send them compassion, because they're still part of the programming. If you want to call it the matrix, whatever word you want to give it. And be grateful that you're becoming free, or that you are free, and kind of put it out that way, and just send them a lot of love. Choose your battles wisely. Those that are not reachable and teachable, keep your mouth shut, because you're just gonna, anything you say is just gonna frustrate you, because it's gonna get thrown back in your face. Gaslighting, what's the other word, projecting, that's all going to come up. So if you're trying to help somebody but they're in that programming, or whatever, that's what's going to happen. They're going to project a lot of stuff on you, and you're the crazy person, and what's wrong with you, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So I am an easily frustrated person. I'm working on that. So I practice what I preach. I don't tell you guys to do things that I don't do. It's not easy, and I well appreciate that. The thing is, when you go into those moods, like when I go into frustration, I catch myself and I observe it happening. Then I'm not in the program. I'm watching this programming in action. Whatever your foibles are, the same thing you have to apply. We're not perfect beings. At any time we have a fall from grace, we step right back in. So if you're triggered, but then and I can use my own examples. Like if I'm triggered and I'm frustrated, but I catch myself, I observe it, I do some breathing. In that moment, I'm victorious. I've won. If I go become a raving madman and throw things, then I've lost. I was defeated. But you can learn from your defeats also. There's going to be victories, there's going to be defeats. But the idea is perseverance. Keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the prize. And the prize is enlightenment. It's rising up and not being affected and influenced by this, and then tapping into spirit or tapping into source and creating your reality from that realm that created everything, rather than being trapped by collective consciousness and limiting what you're able to create in your life when it comes to things like abundance, love, happiness, joy, fulfillment, and all that stuff. So I think that's really the message from these cards is what I'm able to get. Again, this could be natural disaster. I'm seeing fires, but that's redundant. Every year the fire season's worse. Every year, the floods are worse. It's just part of the trend of the climate now. We can't be angry at that also. We have to just adapt basically, and the world has to adapt also. But that's the idea. But this is kind of a hopeful situation, even though the cards feel like intense and a little bit angry to me, honestly. The feeling with the hangman is just kind of like hanging out. He's upside down. There's hail around his head. So if I didn't name these, this is the Hermit card, the Tower, the Eight of Swords reverse, and the Hangman, uh, which is key 7. Key 12, I apologize. So he's just kind of chill, hanging out, he's upside down, receiving knowledge, bringing energy into the crown center, but he's upside down. This is really, to me, is a kind of about stepping back. I want to pull a Native American card too, if I have those. That's part of the routine. And nothing on the financial system. I'm not too up on it, but I've been, thank you, Michael, for that. I've been obviously that I've been talking about things with stock markets, money crashing, and I'm sure I'm not the first one, but I'm the first one that I know of, honestly, that ever brought up the word recession when things were spinning out of control with inflation. Now the R word, we'll just say the R word now. The R word is coming up more and more. And anytime the Feds raise the prime rate, that's what's coming. It's like curb inflation. What follows inflation in our trends? That's why it's it's an archaic economic financial system. It's got to fall to rise on fairer and more stable foundations. But those 0.01% of people that benefit from this unfair system do not want to give it up. So there's the struggle again. So you can expect things financially to go up, to go down, big oscillations. Yeah, and that's usually what happens when the economy's in trouble. That one day the stock market's up 300 400 points, the next day it's down 1,000 points, then 2 days later it rises up another 700 and stuff like that. And I think we're going to see these trends. We just have to be smart with our investments. People that have 401s or whatever, really look for the most sustainable companies, understand what's going on in the world and what's unsustainable. That's the best advice that I could give. Usually in times of uncertainty, precious metals are the way to go. I mean, the cryptocurrency, if you know what you're doing, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not in it, but again, be smart and everything. All right, so I don't know if that answered that question, but anyway, yeah, yeah, they are, Linda. Thank you for that. I believe that also. And hi MZ. Thank you for coming in. Um, I believe that too. You know, when you talk about buying a house, what really matters is what you're paying in mortgage. I mean, the base. I mean, the base price matters obviously. So, if they're lowering housing markets, but the prime rate's going up, it's not like you're going to be paying less for mortgage. Um, but again, I'm not an economist. That's a little bit out of my domain, but I'll always share what Spirit is telling me about things that are going on with the economy. But I believe that you're right with that, Linda, and thank you. So hi Yanni, hi Yvonne. I just want to sure. So this is. Oh, wait, I have to clear my mind. Okay, Spirit, please guide my hand to the right card. Thank you. Okay, we found the right card. Sundance. Wow, that's amazing, and that's key 12. So Sundance, these cards are the same basically. Um, I mean, it's only amazing because given everything that's going on, I don't think that I can do it. But somebody invited me to do a Sundance ceremony at Lilydale in Western New York, the big spiritualist community where the mediums and psychics hang out in the summer. Invited me to participate in that, and I was saying I'm going to do it next year. Oh, wrong card. So the screen's glitching. So I hope that you guys are still with me. Um, but what you do in the Sundance is basically it's a ceremony, and I've often when I was working with Christ consciousness or Jesus, he's sort of equating like the crucifixion. And this is just my opinion. Not offending the Catholics or Christians or anything, because I don't know, but this is what was downloaded was that he didn't die on the cross, that he survived that, but it was more of like a shamanic or a spiritual ritual similar to the Sundance. And what they do with Sundance is I believe it's 4 days. They hang from the tree or whatever. Um, yeah, I've seen it with a hook in the back. But there's no food or water for 4 days, and you're really hanging there basically. And then this is after doing sweat lodges, by the way. And what happens is you transcend the physical human, because we're spirits having human experiences. So with the prayers and the energetic support, like don't try this at home, please. But in the ceremony, with the shamans working with you with the energetic support, doing the Sundance ceremony can help you to get beyond the limitations of the human vehicle and be more with spirit. And that's how people are able to survive that, because doctors will tell you can't survive 4 days outside, no food or water. They'll say that that's impossible, but they do it and they survive that. So anyways, that was just quite amazing that I pulled this card also. So maybe we don't necessarily have to hang from trees, but maybe we need to think of over the summer, like what kind of a spiritual retreat, or even do like a fast or do your own retreat. Thing is nature, get out into nature. I had a couple of tough clients yesterday. I came home, I was feeling really, really super crappy. I went for about a 2 or 3 mile walk in the woods around. It got dark, so I was, but I still, spirit lit the way for me. And by the time I was done, I felt charged. I felt this energy coursing through me of spirit of God. It just transformed like this whole negative energy and mindset into feeling this really positive flow. And that's what nature does. The energies of nature can cleanse your aura and vibration. It can clear all the stuff, and it can restore you back to health, back to positivity, back to connection with spirit. So, just maybe dedicate one day, just one day a week, where the phone stays off, the computer gets shut down, the TV stays off. Unplug from the matrix for a while, and replug in with the ultimate spiritual matrix, which is spirit and source, and where we came from, and where we go back to when we leave the body. So anyways, let's do a animal totem card now. Materials. Yes, thank you, AK. Very good. The psychic life of Jesus, wonderful. I get a lot of my esoteric Christianity, and I really should go back and reread this book from a book called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, and they explain very well, like the 18 years, like the lost years in the Bible, and who the wise men in the East are, because that's the Himalayas. The Himalayas are east of I guess we'll say Israel, Palestine, whatever, that part of the world, the Holy Lands, that works. And really training, doing, really, spiritual training. If you're gonna be the son of God, it's almost like the sage of the Piscean age, which is really who Jesus was or is, or Christ consciousness, or whatever. You should train, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. But anyways, they even allude to things like working with like plant medicines, like mushrooms and stuff like that, as part of the part of the ascension process. I say they allude to it. They don't say that or anything like that. And honestly, I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard that theory. But anyway, so this one, I mean, I'm seeing a lion, so the lion will get an honorable mention. The interesting thing is I got the weasel, and I'm not sure exactly what that one. I'll have to look up. I mean, I know they're stealthy, but that one I'll have to look up, and I'm not sure what weasel means. But we have fishers here, which are in the weasel family. Anybody that owns a cat, in this area knows about the fishers, because they're notorious for attacking cats. But they're actually quite beautiful. Oh, here's the book. So that's interesting, though. It's key 33, or number 33. So it's a master number. And 33 is like master creative energy, and mastering compassion, because it's 6 rules. It reduces to 6. It's Jupiter and Venus rule numerology. So weasel stealth. Oh, I got that one right. Good job. Weasel. There's a little poem here. I always like to read the little poem. Weasel, weasel, weasel. Who's in the hen house now? If I were to ask you, you'd say it was the cow. I have a feeling the cow is not in the hen house, and the weasel is stealthily looking in to see if he can grab a little hors d'oeuvre. And it says weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity. We need to use our ingenuity. Be stealthy, Sometimes we're most effective when we're incognito, and yes, we do need people to demonstrate. Getting back to what I was saying about things like Roe versus Wade, and all this other stuff that's all about fear, division, getting people angry, whatever. I mean, if I was a conspiracy theorist, if I was, I'm not, but if I was, I would say that the powers that be really want there to be a revolution in this country. They really want a civil war. But again, that's only if I was a conspiracy theorist. I might think that. But anyways, Weasel has an incredible amount of energy. Okay, so the point being is sometimes it's better to be incognito and everything. Some spiritual teachers really work more in the infrastructure society rather than doing what I do. You can let me be in the forefront and get all the bad vibes from those that don't want people to awaken or whatever. I can handle that, but that's not for everybody. So it's fine to be kind of in the background and be incognito, so to speak, and you can be a very effective teacher that way too. And Weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity. It is a difficult totem power to have. It is not without significance that ermine or weasel pelt is worn by royalty. Weasel ears hear what is really being said. That's interesting. This is a great ability. Weasel eyes see beneath the surface of a situation to know the many ramifications of an event. This too is a rare gift. The chief sent Weasel to the enemy camp to smoke them for power. What are the medicines of the enemy? The weasel asked the weasel upon its return. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you get the gist of that. So we finish up with an angel card today. Thrift books. To have a life path number 22. 22 is that's a master number also. So you draw on the powers of one and two, the sun and the moon. So basically, you can be very reflective. I want to say it's also 4 energy. I'm sorry, it draws on the powers of 2 and 4, not 1 and 2. 2 and 4. So 4 is Uranus ruled. 2 is lunar ruled. So 22s are very visionary because of that. Always have really good ideas. Well, generally speaking, but intelligent. I want to say also, but are really good because the idea with the 22 numerology is really mastering the art of relationship and understanding that everything in relationships, that could be relationships with your lamp. It doesn't mean your lover necessarily, or even people, but take the sum of all your relationships and exactly what energy you're putting out into the universe, because the universe is the perfect mirror. It was set up that way. The matrix or the spiritual matrix, or whatever you want to call it, the simulation was set up that way because it's set up for our growth and our development. And we can't grow if the universe doesn't mirror what it is that we're putting out there. So anyway, for okay, all right. So tuning into the angelic realm. I'm getting a sense of Gabriel. Interestingly, I've seen the line when I pick the weasel. Lion medicine is really about overcoming the lower nature. That's what lions do. They're powerful. So again, it's sort of like overcoming the lower as well. So that was that. I did not. What's the right word? Mark the deck or anything. I swear to you, I did not. So Archangel Raphael, I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. Although, in all fairness, I said Archangel Gabriel, right? Not Archangel Uriel. But it's still cool that I got one of the 4 archangels in the deck of about 70 cards. So I'm helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. So healing starts with healing yourself. That's the message I feel like they're trying to give us. A lot of us are healers, and once we get a taste of that, and we have our first miracle healing, of course, the healing energy comes through. It's not us that's doing that. There's a tendency to really want to just go out there and heal everybody, but you got to heal yourself first. That's first and foremost. Work on your self-healing, and then you're going to be so much more of a powerful healer for other people. And I can totally relate. I did my first healing when I was in my early 20s. It was a distance healing. What motivates a young man is a young lady usually. So I had my eyes on somebody. She was sick. I just took it upon myself to send her energy, and her fever broke that night, and I was like, oh my God, does this really work? I was like I almost did it on the lark back then. But anyways, but I understand, like once I got my taste of somebody whose tumor shrunk after a healing, or other amazing things that happen. It's like, oh my God, I am I really a healer? I want to heal everybody now, but you know what? If you don't heal yourself, it's just over time, it's not going to work out for you. So that's the main thing. Healers need to work on healing themselves first and foremost. So work with Archangel Raphael. That's one of the ways that I've done it. I've connected with Raphael. You can visualize green fire. You can visualize the angel, an emerald green fire. You can call on Raphael. If you open your heart, express love, and set the intention to get present, you become irresistible to the angelic realm, because they are committed and dedicated to your service. So when that happens, I work with them. I bring the angel's energy into my heart. I ask the angel to take me back to an event or something to heal myself. And very often I go back to my childhood, and I realize, from doing this work, I had much more of an effed up childhood than I ever thought I did, because I look at, from at people or whatever, it's like, I would say, say only mild to moderate dysfunction in my family compared to a lot of people. But when I look beneath that and see, what exactly happened to me and things that I experienced, and the feelings that got buried and trapped deep inside me, and why I became such a person of such poor health, so I work with the angel to do some basically soul retrieval, to reintegrate those lost parts of my soul and energy to childhood traumas and things like that have happened. So work with the angel to help heal yourself, and that's how you're going to be healing to other people. All right, I think I got everything out that I need to. I don't know how long we were today, but definitely we were long. um Oh, thank you. Yes, I cut it myself a couple of weeks ago. So I'm doing my own hair these days. All right, very good. I love you all. So Monday, I think we'll do it at 6. I'll do the new moon, things to know for this new moon. On Spirit Mind Family. I have the information, and I'll post it on the when this becomes a video also. That's when we have our live videos. I'm also gonna it's Ascended Masters month on Spirit Mind Family also. So we're gonna talk about Jesus as an ascended master as part of the conversation. And then we like to just have questions and talk about what's going on in the world, in at least, I want to say, an uncensored platform, but I'll say a less censored platform. I think even on Patreon that there's some eyes there, but you can get away with a lot more than you can on public platforms. And so that's going on Wednesday. Sharita Starr is in, the astrologer, numerologer, to give us a heads up on the summer. There's things that we need to know to be to thrive and be safe during these times. Then probably Thursday, maybe around 8, I'll do my psychic, um, I don't even want to say prediction, psychic forecast for the month of July. And again, the upload this week is going to be on learning how to safely channel and get information directly from spirit that way. So I think you guys will love that. All right, ending now, I promise. Enjoy your Sunday, and thanks for tuning in. I love you.